Thank you so much to everyone for coming to Lunch Money Live with Laura. I am financial coach Laura. I am the owner of Journey to Generational Wealth. I empower professional women of color to achieve their financial goals, stability, and security, and begin their journey to generational wealth through financial coaching and personalized financial strategies. And so, yeah, today we are talking about income replacement funds and emergency funds. And so, I am sure that you all have seen the plethora of people, like if you're on LinkedIn, like I'm on LinkedIn, right? Hi, welcome. Thank you for coming. If you're on LinkedIn, like I'm on LinkedIn, then you see the plethora of people talking about the fact that they've been laid off, or people saying that they are looking for a new job, so on and so forth, right? And it breaks my heart every single time that I see someone who is in that situation, right? Because no one wants to be without steady income. No one wants to, be in the position where they are having to figure anything out, especially when it comes to their finances, right? So that's my question for you today is, could you survive a month without a paycheck? If you were in the situation, right, wherein you found yourself unemployed or perhaps underemployed, right? Maybe you still have a job, but they've cut back your hours. Um, would you be able to survive? Okay, so if you say that you could make it a month, right? What about 2 months or even 3 months? Would you be able to survive, right? And the truth of the matter is that most people would not be able to survive. I think the statistics say that most people wouldn't even be able to survive a $400 emergency, right? More or less being in a position where you have to continue to pay for all of your bills, you have to continue to take care of all of your financial obligations if your children are in daycare or if they are in, school activities or whatever the case may be, right? Would you be able to survive? And then my next question is, could you, sustain a major repair with your home or with your car, right? If the question is no, that you couldn't, then you should definitely stay here for this discussion, right? Because I want to talk to you, right? So I'm sure that most people have heard that, oh, you just need to have $1,000 as an emergency fund, right? And then start focusing on paying off your debt and so on and so forth. There are tons of people who believe that, right? And I am not here to tell you that that is not sage advice from the perspective that they are coming from, right? However, I can tell you from personal experience that emergencies happen, right, along the way. So you're definitely going to be in a position wherein something is going to happen. Maybe you need new tires, or the AC goes out in your vehicle, or literally anything, right, could take place as it pertains to your car, your home, whatever. Hey, there's a storm and some shingles come off and the insurance covers it, right? But you have to pay your deductible, okay, right? All of those things are emergencies that are going to likely cost more than $1,000. Maybe not the tires on your car, depending on the type of car that you have, right? But if you have a luxury vehicle, right, then you have to replace all four of the tires all at once. They're not going to just do one tire, right? And they're going to be top of the line tires as well, right? So I 100% agree that you should have an emergency fund, but beyond that $1,000 that's recommended, my recommendation for you is to look at the deductibles that you have on everything. So what's the deductible that you have on your car insurance? What's the deductible that you have on your house on your homeowner's insurance? What's the deductible that you have on your renter's insurance, right? What is your medical deductible for your health insurance, right? That's what I recommend that you work towards saving in your emergency fund, and only use that emergency fund, right, for those things, right? So yes, there are going to be situations, like I said, where, hey, maybe you do need to get new tires, right? But if you put enough aside, right, for the deductible for your car insurance, then hopefully you'll be able to cover that expense, right? And then build that back up. Now, I also recommend that you separate your emergency fund Hi, welcome to everyone. Thank you. Please continue to come into the room. I'm so grateful to have you here. Laura, financial coach, talking about income replacement funds and emergency funds. So definitely things that you need to know about, things that you need to hear about. Please come into the room, like, share, save this, all of the things, right? Follow if you're not currently following. I would love for you to follow me as well. So income replacement, right? Again, I don't follow the thought process that all you need is that $1,000 emergency fund only alone, right? I also think that you need to have an income replacement fund. And this is the reason why, right? If you were to become unemployed or underemployed, $1,000 for most people is going to do little to nothing, right? Maybe it'll pay your car payment. Maybe it'll pay, or more than your car payment. So your car payment, maybe your car insurance, maybe it'll pay a portion of your rent, right? And that's great if those things are able to be done, right? But you need all of your rent paid, or you need your full mortgage paid, right? You need your car payment paid. You need your insurance paid. You need, all of the things that you have taken care of, childcare, daycare, whatever, expenses for your pets, life insurance, all of those things continue, all of your day-to-day bills need to continue to be paid, right? And so if you only have $1,000, what's going to happen next, right? Or if you have a combined emergency fund and income replacement fund, right? What happens when emergencies happen along the way and you're having to take money out of that to take care of those emergencies, right? And then you lose your job or your hours get cut, right? And it's happening more and more and more often. It's happening more and more and more consistently now. And so that's the reason why I say these should be two separate accounts, right? Two separate places where you are in your income replacement fund. I suggest that people start with a month. Don't overwhelm yourself, right? If you can, start off with $500. That just gets you to a starting place, right? Because a lot of times when people look at all of their expenses, they're like, oh my God, this is overwhelming, right? And I don't want anyone to feel overwhelmed. What I want you to do is start the process wherever you are, right? Don't worry if you've never had it before. That doesn't matter. We're just looking towards moving forward. We're not worried about what we did in the past. We're worried about what we're going to do moving forward, right? So moving forward, I want you to, like I said, start off with a goal of $500. My goal is that I'm going to put $500 in this income replacement fund, right? I want you to look at all of your expenses and I want you to calculate what your necessities are. Necessities are the things that would prevent you from being able to continue to live, right? So you have to have food. Do you have to eat steak and lobster every single day? No, you do not have to eat steak and lobster every single day. Is that food? Yes, it is food, right? But it is not life-sustaining food, right? So you need to make sure that you have food, whatever your basics are, right? Milk, eggs, cheese, some form of meat, right? Whatever your main staples are, you want to have that, okay? You also want to make sure that your housing is taken care of, right? Your mortgage, your rent, the renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance. You want to make sure those things are taken care of. Your car payment, gas for your car, right? Because you still, if you have children, you're still going to be able to travel, still going to need to be able to take them back and forth, so on and so forth, right? If you have, uh, if you are, I'm sorry, if you, I just totally lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. If you're looking for a job, right, then you're still going to be doing interviews. So you're still going to have to go to locations to do interviews, so on and so forth. So you still need to have your gas going and everything, right? So what your utilities for your home, you want to make sure that you keep the lights on, right? You want to make sure that you continue to have water and so on and so forth. So those are the main necessities, right? Things like your streaming services. You definitely want to keep your internet, right? Because we got to be able to look for a job if we don't have a job, or we have to be able to, continue to run our business while we're trying to ramp up and get new customers and new clients and so on and so forth, right? So again, internet is going to be a necessity, right? But maybe your streaming services for the time being, maybe they're not a necessity, right? Like I said, figure out what your absolute and total necessities are, the things that you need to have to continue to live your life. Those are what your expenses, right? Your monthly expenses would be. I want you to calculate that up. Calculate up what a month would be, right? So after you reach that $500 goal, right, then you're going to work towards that, whatever that 1 month is, right? And then the next goal after you've achieved the 1 month is going to be 3 months, right? And once you've saved up that 3 months, the next one is going to be 6 months. And then you're going to go 9 months, and then you're going to go 12 months, right? And it is important that you do this. And this is the reason why I say this. I cannot tell you, there are countless, like I have lost count of the number of my friends, colleagues, acquaintances that I have through LinkedIn that have been in the job market for more than a year, meaning more than 12 months, they have been unemployed looking for a job. So that's why I say, yes, start somewhere, right? But don't think that, oh, I'm never going to be in the position wherein I'll be unemployed for over a month, for over 12 months, because it is absolutely possible for that to happen. Do we want it to happen? Absolutely not. I don't want anybody to ever be without income, to ever be without employment for any period of time, right? Let alone a month, 6 months, 12 months, whatever. But this is the reason why I tell you it is so important, right, that you have this income replacement fund and that it is separate from your emergency fund. Okay. So again, back to your emergency fund. The things that I'm going to tell you is figure out what the deductible is for your car insurance, what the deductible is for your homeowner's insurance, what the deductible is for your motorcycle, your boat, your ATVs, any luxury type vehicles that you have, anything. Hi, welcome into the room. Thank you all. Please keep joining. Save, follow, like, share, all the things, right? I greatly appreciate this. I'm a financial coach, Laura, and I'm just trying to push out some financial literacy to help everyone out, right? Especially in these days and times, we need all of the help. Thank you so much for the compliment. We need all of the help and assistance that we can get, right? So anyhow, back to your emergency fund, right? Things are going to happen. So that's the reason why I say make sure that you're saving up the deductible, right? That's my baseline for your emergency fund, where that would be, right? Of course, saving $1,000 is great, right? But beyond that $1,000, I definitely think that you should have those deductibles. Heaven forbid, if something happens, right? If a window breaks in your house, or I don't know, something structural happens in your home, right? Or something happens with your vehicle. You don't want to be in a position wherein, okay, now I need a couple $1,000 and I have nothing, like nothing at all, right? And the goal is to, if we're already in debt, is not to get deeper into debt, right? Or if we've gotten out of debt, it's not to get back into debt, right? And that's not me saying that using credit is a bad thing. I in no way, shape, or form am I saying that using credit is a bad thing. But what I am saying is, right, if we can not have to do that because we have this money off to the side already, then that makes a lot more sense, right? And then, okay, so you're like, save all this money, right? And this is thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. Where am I saving this money? Because my current savings account has 0.01% interest on it. And that just doesn't make sense. You're exactly right. That does not make sense. So you should have a high yield savings account and I would say not and or. Look at a money market account as well. So high yield savings and money market accounts both have higher interest rates, right, than your standard typical savings account or checking account. And that's the reason why I suggest that you use these savings and checking vehicles, right? And I tend to lean towards the savings because, again, there are like a few limitations. So like generally you can do like 6 withdrawals from it within the course of a month, right? Wherein a checking account, money market, I mean, you can write checks, right? But the goal is not to be using this money until there's actually an emergency. And on any high yield savings account, you can connect it to your other to whatever your regular checking account. So you'll be able to transfer that money over, no problem whatsoever, and kind of move forward. So again, like I said, thank you for everyone who is joining. Please like, share, comment, follow, subscribe, all of the things, right? I greatly appreciate you being here. But again, have an emergency replacement. Have an income replacement fund savings, right? Income replacement fund, and then have an emergency fund. In your income replacement fund, you want to start off with, $500 as your base start, right? If you have zero currently, have that $500 be your goal. Then figure out what your necessary expenses are, right? Needs versus wants, right? So we need food, we need shelter, we need water, we need clothing, right? You already have clothes. So if on a regular basis you have clothes as a line item in your monthly budget, when you don't have an income coming in, then that is a want and not necessarily a need, right? Because it's something that's new coming in. Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming into the room. Thank you. Thank you. I greatly appreciate all of you being here. Thank you so much. So anyhow, and then for your emergency fund, then I want you to look at the deductibles that you have: health insurance, car insurance, health insurance, car insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance. What are the deductibles for those things, right? Make sure you have that off to the side as well. And even cell phone insurance, right? Some people have cell phone insurance. I'm sure there's a deductible related to that somehow. I don't have cell phone insurance. I just pray and put a really good cover on it. So but yeah, make sure you have the deductible and have that be your goal, right? For the savings for your emergency funds. And then, like I said, for your income replacement, that's where you start off with 500 and then set a goal for 1 month, and then do 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months, right? Look into a high yield savings account. I tell you all, I am not lying to you. For one of my high yield savings accounts last year, just from my money sitting there doing nothing, right? I made over $500 in interest just because my money was sitting there, right? This wasn't a, super large account by any stretch of the imagination, right? But it was because I had it in the right savings vehicle to be making money, right? And that's what you want your money to do. As hard as you work for your money, you want your money to be working hard for you as well, right? And this is money that I want to have in savings because I want to have easy access to it. And it's in a high yield savings account separate from the money that I would put into investing, right? If I didn't need to have immediate access to it. So that is my talk for today. I hope that was beneficial for you. Like I said, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all the things. I greatly appreciate everyone coming and being a part of this space. Please talk to me in the comments. Again, my question is, if as of today, something were to occur and you were to be unemployed or underemployed, would you be able to survive a month and not have to worry about your finances because you've already got income replacement saved up and taken care of? If an emergency were to take place and you were to need to cover a major repair, would you have the financial resources to do so? Hi, welcome into the room, without having to go into debt and put it on credit. So those are my questions. Talk to me in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And again, if there's anything I can do to help, please don't hesitate to reach out. My DMs are always open. I love talking to people. And this is my passion and my purpose. Again, I am Laura, financial coach, owner of Journey to Generational Wealth, where I empower professional women of color to achieve their financial goals, stability, and security through financial coaching and personalized financial strategies. And I would love to work with you. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.